It had multiple stars in it. Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, Chris Brown, Justin Bieber, Drake.
Ron Jeremy, Denzel Washington, Beyonce Knowles, Ellen DeGeneres, Whoopi Goldberg, Lady Gaga, Chrissy Teigen, John Legend, Joan Rivers, Rob Saget. Do you want me to keep going? Ask me. Everybody wonder why my smile is so deep. Everybody wonder why my eyes sparkle. Everybody always asks me, why are you smiling when you dance? Because you don't understand the live through. It's worth it to smile. And I'm still smiling, and I'm gonna continue to smile. And majority of y'all who continue to ask me and gonna tell me that I'm pointing fingers to kiss my natural black me with that Bye! And when it comes out, don't come running back. I shouldn't have to get this nitty gritty for people to wake up. I shouldn't have to say something like that for you to be like, oh, she's probably telling the truth. It is pathetic that people gotta go here. It's pathetic that it's gonna take somebody to say it was me for somebody to understand. I'm gonna stop yelling though.
I mean, he actually caught HIV, like having like a lot of women.
Oh yeah, let's just go down the rabbit hole of all of his sins.
I'm just saying.
You wanna know what's wild about that though? He faced that head up.
He did.
And he didn't stop doing what he's done.
An advocate. Now he did that. And
period. Listen to me. He faced that head up. How many dudes is running around undetectable? G?
Come on.
In the game.
Man.
Because I could tell you 20 right now that I could rattle off names, and wouldn't nobody be able to sue me.
If you thought hip-hop's darkest secrets would never surface, prepare to be proven dead wrong. Tonight, Jaguar Wright drags the industry's biggest names out of the shadows, exposing Diddy's freak-off parties as viral breeding grounds, where silence isn't just bought, it's enforced. We're talking chart toppers, who didn't just gamble their careers, but their lives. When rumors about A-listers catching HIV from the same man get confirmed by a fearless insider, denial isn't protection, it's a curse. This is more than a list, it's a blacklist. If you ever believed all your icons were clean, buckle up. Their secrets are finally coming out. We've all heard the whispers that every after-party hides dirt, but never receipts. Tonight, Jaguar Wright steps center stage, ready to rip up the industry's iron curtain of silence. She doesn't just tease the truth, she exposes it. See, Jaguar doesn't just know about Diddy's infamous freak-off party. Her words land like an indictment.
I mean, he actually caught HIV, like having like a lot of women.
Oh yeah, let's just go down the rabbit hole of all of his sins.
I'm just saying.
You wanna know what's wild about that though? He faced that head up.
He did.
And he didn't stop doing what he's done.
An advocate. Now he did that. And
period. Listen to me. He faced that head up. How many dudes is running around undetectable? G?
Come on.
In the game.
Man.
Because I could tell you 20 right now that I could rattle off names, and wouldn't nobody be able to sue me.
Feel that chill? It's not just the star power, it's the sick realization that the playlist in your phone might double as a redacted CDC report. How many of your idols made that list? And what's the real reason they'll do anything, absolutely anything, to make sure the spotlight never swings this way? You've watched the headlines for years, but tonight, the names are getting real, and no PR agent or hush money will save them. If you're already questioning everything you thought you knew about your favorite stars, buckle up, because what Jaguar drops next doesn't just change careers, it changes lives and the legacy of the whole celebrity circle. It's one thing to be a victim of Hollywood's most twisted secrets. It's something else entirely to become the recruiter, handpicking the next big name to be thrown into the grinding machine. But that's exactly what Jaguar Wright alleges happened with two of the biggest names in pop culture. She says Usher, instead of burning the bridge behind him, walked Justin straight into the lion's den to save himself. This isn't a story about rivalry or mentorship. This is about self-preservation at its darkest, passing down not just industry knowledge or stardom, but all the baggage, trauma, and risk that came with being a Diddy protege.
I don't recall.
No, because I think if a victim comes out against Usher, it'll show how egregious this because if he can be a predator, then anybody can be a predator.
Can't smile in your face the whole time.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, people look at Usher, they don't see that. They not seeing the victim. They not seeing that boy that got rushed to the hospital. They not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there. Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute. And his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. He had already been to the hospital. That situation that Gene was talking about. And you still took Bieber there. But you got custody of him first. Diddy had already tried. They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like, what kind of tool do you gotta be to take another boy, another talented boy, and put him in your place so it ain't gotta be you no more? Because that's what do. They get victims, and then once they get to a certain age and they get too old for them to enjoy them, they send them out to go get other young kids.
It's no wonder Justin is having problems in his marriage. With an embarrassing disease like that, anyone would have the same fate. And if you're thinking only new stars get caught in this twisted handoff, think again, because sometimes hip-hop royalty, the pioneers themselves, end up as the biggest casualties. When the industry's done with you, isolation isn't a glitch, it's the final brutal step in the cover-up. Hollywood loves a comeback, but it loves a scapegoat even more. Craig Mack was once hailed as the guy who put Bad Boy on the map, but what happened when he became inconvenient? According to Jaguar, Diddy didn't just turn his back, he left Craig broken, desperate, and sick. And the industry never looked back. Craig Mack didn't just lose his place at the table. He lost his hope and his health, dying abandoned in a cult, allegedly after catching AIDS at the very parties that were supposed to make him a star.
You know, the next thing is, man, Craig Mack was the one that jumped Bad Boy off. And you know, and it got so bad that Craig Mack, who died from AIDS, that man, he got brainwashed so bad from Diddy and got done so wrong. The man went to South Carolina and joined a cult with his family until he died of AIDS a few years ago. The man refused service for AIDS. And the cold part about it, man, if y'all go check the video, right? At one point, he was going to try to delete Diddy. You know, some say that Diddy might have had something to do with hooking him up with the girl that gave him the alphabet. And Craig Mack refused any funeral arrangements from Bad Boy, you know, in the wake of his death. It's bad when somebody go and join a cult. The same thing happened to Loon. The same thing happened to Mace. Everybody's seeking religion, man, when they messing with Bad Boy and Diddy.
And Craig Mack's story is just the first. Because the more you dig, the more you find there's an entire underground network. Stars, insiders, and blue checkmark influencers who weren't just witnesses to this spiral, but active participants keeping the whole system turning. But here's where the truth gets even uglier. For every legend left abandoned, there's a lineup of insiders eager to fill the void. Not out of ignorance, but out of cold calculation and self-interest. The sickness of this system isn't just what's hidden, it's the people who keep the cycle alive, all while pretending to be heroes online. In a world ruled by blue check marks. Clout isn't just currency, it's cover. Ally Carter knows firsthand. She's not speaking in abstract. She's naming names, describing the very faces you see trending on social media, stacking hashtags by day, and stacking bodies at freak-offs by night.
Ron Jeremy, Denzel Washington, Beyonce Knowles, Ellen DeGeneres, Whoopi Goldberg, Lady Gaga, Chrissy Teigen, John Legend, Joan Rivers, Rob Saget. Do you want me to keep fucking going? Oh, the celebrities get their way. Chrissy Teigen knows about that. Everybody knows about her. John Legend knows about that. Denzel Washington knows about that. Oprah knows about that. Ellen knows about that. Sandra Bullock knows about that. Unfortunately, after a second, Melissa McCarthy knows about that. Jimmy Kimmel knows about that. Does everybody want to leak names? The list goes on. You know, it'll tell you who doesn't know because they were the ones, you know, so adamant. They were the ones filling the social media all April, March, February, and January over traffic. Who was that again? Oh wait, that was no one. Because, you know, hashtag #MeToo went viral. The celebrities that have been like pushing, the blue check mark people that have been big since the beginning, not just when it became a trend.
It's one thing to hear whispers, but it's another to watch the authorities bust down the doors and collect the evidence themselves. When you see the full scale of what was seized at those parties, you realize this isn't just scandal, it's operation-level depravity. When the raids went down on Diddy's properties, the feds didn't just find party favors, they found literal mountains of evidence that something was sickeningly organized and systemic.
At the time, we only speculated that investigators collected electronic evidence, but now we know for sure. According to the indictment against Diddy, investigators seized more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant from his home. The court doc states these items were used in something referred to as freak-offs, which were elaborate and produced performances that Combs arranged, directed, during, and often electronically recorded. In arranging these freak-offs, Combs, with the assistance of members and associates of the Combs enterprise, transported and caused to be transported commercial across state lines and internationally.
This is the proof, the industrial prep. Undeniable evidence that this wasn't one wild night or a handful of lost souls. It was a machine designed to feed power, compliance, and blackmail. But material evidence is only one half of the story. The real gut punch? It's when you see just how many of the world's most beloved faces kept showing up at these parties. Not just as guests, but as regulars in scenes nobody wanted the public to see. For years, Diddy's Black Book has been every gossip outlet's holy grail. But few dared to say what Brother Bilal now drops out loud. Will Smith, yes, the Fresh Prince, wasn't just present, he was a fixture, and he wasn't there alone. Bilal claims he witnessed Will Smith and Dwayne Martin deep in the mix, living out double lives at Diddy's infamous gatherings. These weren't one-off appearances, these were repeat showings at a scene where secrets were currency and silence was job security.
Then I saw that I walked in on.
Who'd you walk in on?
Him and Dwayne Martin.
Okay.
Hollywood is the hurry up and wait game. So 3 minutes later, after them telling me, hey, you got eyes on Will, we need him to come watch this. So I'm running all over the studio. He's not in his dressing room. I go to the cafeteria. I'm like, what? But I see his car there. I'm like, where's this guy at? So now I'm holding Dwayne down too. So I have the keys to his dressing room. So I'm like, yo, and they're calling I'm on walkie-talkie and they calling my cell phone. Yo, we need to get Will here. I'm like, yo, kind of I'm trying to find is like, this is unlike him, right? So, all right, I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having angry Will.
Let me process that for a second.
There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up, killing him, like murder.
And if you think public denial is a sign of innocence, think again. Watch Will Smith on stage, aggressively shutting down even a whiff of the Diddy allegations with a defensive deflection that says more than any admission could.
I don't have to do with Puffy, so y'all can stop all their videos.
But not everyone who survives these shadowy circles comes out richer or more powerful. For some, the cost is even steeper. A lifetime of regret, pain, and public breakdowns no amount of hush money can cure. You may wonder what happens to those who give up everything, thinking fame, or at least Diddy's blessing, will make them untouchable. For YK Osiris, it was the opposite. Word is, he gave up his so-called man card, did everything the system demanded, and still got snubbed, lost, left spinning. When The Mask slipped on IG Live and the industry wrote him off as another emotional casualty, they missed the deeper truth.
Family calling, man, I need this, fuck body. This shit is not right, man. So what the even for? Like, why the is Earth for? Like, why, like, Osiris, why you haven't even, like, this crash, like, this do something that like, at this point, it's like, why on this Earth still? Like, why you still, like, why the hell you on this Earth? Why, when nobody you? It's like, you don't have nobody, like, all you on this Earth for? I can't even see my kids. Like, what the I haven't made no music. I haven't made no money for music in like two and a half years.
With the big dogs, risking your life, dignity, even your future, doesn't buy loyalty. You can do everything right, but if you think that guarantees the riches and keys, look no further than Osiris to see the game is rigged. Every time The Mask slips and someone dares to call the game what it is, the system doesn't just ignore them, it labels them crazy, unstable, a joke. That's not a coincidence. It's the industry's last line of defense. Osiris said it first and loudest. This industry is the devil's playground. He tried to blow the whistle, to warn us all that what happens behind closed doors isn't just exploitation, it's organized evil. But what did the gatekeepers do? They laughed, rolled their eyes, called him a crash out, a lunatic. Still listen to what he actually said.
It is, man. This industry is not what you think it is. Don't let these people fool you, man. Before in this social media, I'm gonna give y'all a little background of me, man. Like, my life is not perfect, man. Don't think because I'm on Instagram showing this, showing that, I don't got a perfect life either. And I want you to understand that just because all these rappers show all this money and show all this fame, don't think their life is good. It's not. These people are always faking and let you know that this is not what y'all want. Do something that's low-key. Do something that can help you out other than being a target or a flashy. Because God can take this away from you real quick, and it's not a blessing from God. And I tell people that 24/7, this is the devil's game. It is not. This is not no God's game. This right here is for you to look up to me. This right here for you to look up to me. This right here is for you to look up to me. If I don't wear this, you don't look up to me. If rappers don't do what they do, you won't look up to them.
When everything else fails, the industry plays its last card, controlled by blackmail. Orlando Brown, just like Jag, isn't just talking anymore. He's naming names and promising that the dirtiest receipts, the ones that could end careers and tear down entire empires, are about to surface.
Meek Mill came out saying that he'll pay somebody $100 grand to investigate that he has nothing to do with anything with Diddy.
Man, look, you can't take back what your butt sees. That's just like the video that's coming out with him and Will. With Will Smith getting the Will Smith. You ain't heard the Will Smith footage?
Yeah.
I heard about Will Smith. Then they got the Carl Winslow. Yeah, they got a lot, bro. It's a lot coming out, bro. And you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna just keep it to you 1,000, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jaleel White was Reginald Bill Johnson for a very long time.
He wasn't just talking about corruption. He was talking about stars being sacrificed, their health destroyed, and a cycle of silence enforced by blackmail and disease. The most lethal secret? A-list artists, rappers, singers, even executives allegedly catching HIV at these parties, and their silence bought not just with cash, but with the threat of total ruin. Even lawyers are stepping up, on camera, on record, saying there is no way to stop what's about to come out.
Do you think the videotapes will ever be released?
Do we live in America?
He said, do we live? There's a dog poop.
Because I will tell you, if you just pay attention to the testimony, there were videos on an iPad that the employees had access to, right? And you can't tell me, anyone who's watching this, they've been anywhere and something was going down and somebody said, hey man, give me a copy of that. Right?
Yep.
I mean, we can go back to the R. Kelly tape. That was VHS. Right. You know how hard it is to make a copy of a VHS? And it was probably 30 or 40 of them tapes in every neighborhood.
Right.
Right? Now we talking about digital. Now we talking about, hey man, airdrop me that video.
Right.
Right?
That's gonna spread like wildfire.
Exactly. Because I am pretty sure either through the dark web or through one-sided consent of some sort, it's going to be released.
This isn't just about embarrassment. We're talking about a literal epidemic, a disease moving quietly through the highest ranks of music and celebrity. Jaguar Wright pulls back the curtain on one of the industry's most suspicious deaths, Whitney Houston. Just look at what went down around her last days. Ray J, suddenly enmeshed in Diddy's world and Clive Davis's inner circle, was the last person to see Whitney alive. There were fresh bruises, too many secrets, and after her death, total silence. Ray J never mentioning the damning details, never publicly addressing the speculation that Whitney was hiding something serious. According to Jaguar, the truth was even darker. A note left behind with an alleged HIV diagnosis, read not by her family or a doctor, but by Ray J's own sister.
That's how Clive did it. And then the next thing you know, she's Jay. And then it's Grammy time.
That happened.
And her and Clive had a fight 2 days before. And from what I was told, Bobby Christina was present for some of that fight. And then the next thing you know, she's dead. Ray J was the last person to see her alive. He let the drug dealer in, but she was sober, right? But he let the drug dealer in that gave her the shot. Leola Brown, Bobby Brown's sister, has said on several occasions that she was beaten. They saw her body. She didn't just die in a tub, like she was beat up. And Brandy was the one that found her. But you know, they pledge allegiance to Clive too.
Jaguar suggests Ray J witnessed the worst and stayed quiet, ignoring all the testimonies about Whitney's bruises and where he was when everything went down. That note about HIV, it wasn't just swept under the rug. It was protected by people powerful enough to erase bodies, rumors, and even test results.
She gave that note to Brandy. Brandy read the note, got scared, and went back and told her brother Ray J. I believe Ray J went back and told Diddy what was in that note, and I believe Diddy went and told Clive Davis. I believe Diddy told Ray J to go in that room and get her nice and comfortable, and when she's relaxed, give me a call.
If the truth about Whitney Houston's final days was too dangerous to speak, imagine how many other stories are one blackmail threat away from rocking the industry to its foundations. Now let's talk about what everyone in the industry saw, but pretended wasn't happening. Sometimes the clues are hiding in plain sight, and no matter how much PR or money you throw at it, the streets always know. Gene Deal put it plainly.
Everybody kind of knew back in the day that Meek Mills and Puff was a little too friendly. Anytime two rappers or two people in the industry come dressed up alike,
Everyone noticed Meek Mill switching up and getting extra close, extra cozy, and pretty soon, the rumors started swirling. People weren't just talking about what they saw on Instagram. They were whispering about what they knew was really going down behind the scenes, and the truth came out at Diddy's infamous birthday bash. Nobody in the room was confused by the vibe. They all saw it, they all understood it, and as soon as the details leaked, even the most loyal industry heads couldn't keep a straight face. Ever since the legal heat landed on Diddy, Meek's gone ghost. And the rumor mill? It's convinced he's laying low not just from the feds, but because the party he attended left him with a hell of a lot more than just embarrassment.
Meek Mill's got to deal with what he got to deal with based on the relationship him and Puff had. Dressing alike, being cozy, Puff calling him daddy, saying little innuendos to him. People are looking at that and saying Meek Mill is wrong for saying no Diddy. But you can't tell a man how to spend his money and how to make love to his wife or his Diddy. Diddy had rented a mansion out for Meek Mill's birthday party, and he had rented it for like $25,000. I remember we rented one of Cher's mansion out, you know what I'm saying? And that's the day he had fired his cook, but that's a whole nother story. You know what I'm saying? It was me, Wolf, Mace, Ock. Was Ock staying there? No, it was just me, Wolf, Mace, Puff, and there was one other person staying in the mansion. But anyway, long story short is that they came recently. This happened a long time ago, but they recently just made a statement that they found loads of cocaine. I wonder what they did with the cocaine, because they didn't turn it over to the police. They said they found loads of cocaine, razor blades. They said that the sheets were bloody, nasty. They found a whole lot of used condoms. And it was a Diddy party, giving in Meek Mill's honor for his birthday. I was like, yo, wow. They said it was disgusting the way that they left the place.
But you know what? This system isn't just rappers and moguls, it's comedians too. Orlando Brown threw another log on the fire, pointing straight at Kevin Hart's wild rise and saying what Cat Williams has been hinting at for years. Nobody gets to the top without getting their hands, or a hell of a lot more, dirty.
Told Tory Hart exactly what Kevin Hart did in order to be where he's at. Now, I don't know if it was Kevin that pissed him off. I don't know who it was that pissed him off. But I do understand that the comedy world is nothing to play with. And since, you know, Richard Pryor left us, God rest his soul, it's more like, you know, everybody's trying to be Richard Pryor, you know, and I can't put myself in position to not understand why some people just don't have the kind of respect for Cat that they should have. Kevin been pissing off a lot of people, you know, comedically, you know what I'm saying? And I think that instead of trying to bash somebody that knows what they're talking about and bash somebody that has respect in the comedy world, I think that they need to look deeper into why is he letting this information go? Why is this information just now being released? Why, I mean, come on, why does his chain look bigger than any rappers that I've ever seen rap? Why, out of all the comedians, does he still have a $3 million mansion in Malibu? Why, out of every single comedian, does he still get picked on? But still looks like he's getting a check for nothing, just to sit on his couch. And everybody else look like, you know, There has been.
So now that the curtains are finally ripping open, ask yourself, if this many icons are hiding the same disease and secrets, how much of the culture you love was built on silence and sacrifice? And with tapes, receipts, and confessions piling up by the day, who's really safe from exposure in an era where loyalty is dead and blackmail is big business? The truth isn't just coming, it's here. Drop your answers below. Who do you think is next? And once every secret leaks, will there be anything left to believe in or protect? If you like this video, hit that subscribe button so that you never miss out on any new videos. And until then, fam, keep it real.